Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a full face of makeup I won't be repurchasing. There's so many products sometimes that are not always bad products, or like they might work and I might like them, but that doesn't mean I will always go out and repurchase them for one reason or another. Now, of course, I always say take what I say with these videos with a grain of salt, because obviously makeup is not universal, so it's not going to work the same on every single person. And I love a lot of these brands as well, so it doesn't mean I don't love the brands or I'm trying to bash or anything. It's just these products specifically I wouldn't repurchase for one reason or another. It's just makeup though, so we're gonna keep it lighthearted. But like I said, these products could work for you as well. So definitely grab a snack, get cozy, and let's get into it. Starting off with eyeshadow palettes, I'm gonna go in with the Forbidden Fruit from Flower Beauty. This palette is just a little bit underwhelming for me because it wasn't super vibrant and pigmented. It's doable, but it just wasn't a standout palette for me. But like I said, it is doable. So I'm gonna start off with the color Guava first. I think the mattes are definitely a little bit more doable than the shimmers in this palette. The shimmers are not really that great. You have to build them up, and like even with spray, they're okay. And this definitely isn't like the worst palette that I've ever used. It's just not like a favorite or like a standout palette in my collection. And eyeshadows were actually pretty difficult because I typically really love a lot of eyeshadows, and a lot of the ones that I do have in my collection at the moment I'm really happy with and I really like them. But this is definitely one of like my least favorite palettes. I absolutely love Flower Beauty though, like let me say, they have so many great products. Their concealer is like one of my favorites. I also love their liquid glitter eyeshadows. Next, I'm gonna take the color Dragon Fruit. This is like a pretty kind of like plum shade, and I'm gonna apply this right on the outer lid. I'm gonna build this up quite a bit. I want to do something kind of bronze all over the lid and then keep the outer corner plummy purpley. And this is a really pretty color actually. And then I'm just gonna like diffuse out the edges of that a little bit with that first blending brush that I was using with whatever is left over. I'm just blending that out and just making this look super like blown out and smoky. Now I'm gonna apply some glitter, and I have these iconic London Glaze Duos. I believe that's what they're called, glaze crayons. So you get a shadow stick on one side, which this is really pretty, but by the way, yeah, they come out because at least mine, they are pretty dry. Like it's pretty, but the formula can get a little bit dry. So you also get a liquid glitter on the other side. So I love the concept of these. That's why I wanted to purchase them. I got like a couple different colors actually, but when I actually put them on, I felt like they're pretty, but you could definitely get this with so many other brands. So let me just show you. I'm gonna start with the shadow stick first, and I'm just gonna swipe that on my lid. I feel like the formula is just pretty dry. I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit, and then I'm gonna add the glitter over top. And shadow sticks are nice because it's a really easy kind of product to use, but I just don't love the formula of these. I guess I was kind of just expecting a little bit more of like that wow factor, because I remember when I saw these on TikTok, they looked so intense, but honestly, when I put them on, I was like, oh, like pretty, but okay. Maybe not necessarily worth the hype. So I added that down sort of as like my base, and now I'm gonna go in with the other side, which is the liquid glitter. So pretty though, and I'm gonna just apply that. So you see, it's really pretty, but for me, I feel like I could get this effect with other brands, and I like the formula of those brands more, and they're a little bit more affordable. I love these tones though. You cannot go wrong with like the bronzy tones with some plum. And by the way, the color that I just used is Nectar. I'm gonna just intensify this a little bit more. Going back with the Flower Beauty palette, I'm gonna take the color Blackberry just to like kind of deepen this up just a little bit. Switching brushes, let's pack this on. Looks a little patchy right there. I might have to add maybe some glitter over top of that. When in doubt, just go over with this to basically erase the little mistake. Glitter and shimmers just help so much with that. For mascara, I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Volume 2 mascara. So I just did an updated like full face of Charlotte Tilbury, and I mentioned that I really like this mascara, but it is a little bit clumpy, so I prefer the Pillow Talk mascara from Charlotte Tilbury over this one. This one, I mean, it gets the job done, but it can get super clumpy. but there is no denying this is a nice mascara. It's voluminous and it adds some length. Now for primer, I'm gonna go in with the Flower Beauty CBD Chill Out Skin Serum. So this is infused with hemp-derived CBD. The reason this is in here is because, to be honest, so gimmicky. I feel like CBD doesn't really necessarily need to be in like makeup. To me, it's unnecessary. And like I said, it's just gimmicky, but this is pretty much just like a hydrating serum, but it's nothing like life-changing. It does say though it has hyaluronic acid in it and it locks in the moisture. I do feel like this is a serum that you kind of apply and the moisture goes away pretty quickly. Like the hydration doesn't last. So that's another thing I really don't love about it. Now for foundation, I'm gonna go in with the Patrick Ta Cream Foundation and Finishing Powder Duo. I did an entire like 2-day wear test with this foundation a few months back, but the thing with this, I absolutely love the concept of this, and I love Patrick Ta products, by the way. His blush duos are my favorite. And I love how you get the foundation and the powder in here, but I like the finishing powder more than the foundation. And for me, the foundation didn't really wear that great on my skin. On me personally, it got super oily, even just with not even doing much throughout the day. By the way, I'm in the color light medium too. I probably need to get a lighter shade, but I never ended up getting a lighter shade just because I didn't really love the foundation itself. So the color is probably going to be a little bit too dark. I'm gonna make it work. But beautiful foundation. I love the way it melts and blends into the skin. I just don't love the way that it wears. And for like the price point, I wouldn't go out and repurchase or like even recommend this foundation because I really like one product in here more than the other, and it's pricey for what it is. There's a ton of other high-end foundations that I really like that I find to be more long wearing. I love the one from Haus Labs. That one is like amazing. I also really love Rare Beauty foundations. So yeah, it's like really pretty and I really like how simple it is. But I feel like with this, if you have super oily skin, you're also definitely, I don't think, going to like it because it gets so oily so quickly. And by the way, I'm using the brush, the Patrick Ta For Face 2 brush. It's a nice brush. I do actually really like it, but I don't think that you need it. All right, so now for concealer. This is gonna be a little bit of a controversial one, but Tarte Shape Tape. This is the original. So I actually got this when I did my husband picks my makeup or buys my makeup for me a few months back, and he chose this concealer. I don't really love this concealer as much as I used to because I find it to be so dry on my under eyes. I love the ultra creamy version though. I think that one is so much better and it looks so nice on the under eyes. But for me, the original is just, is not my favorite, but I'm gonna use the color light medium and I am gonna use it up obviously because I have it. If we're talking matte concealers, this one is not the first one that I always gravitate towards anymore. There's no denying though that this has such nice coverage. I actually probably used too much. I might use a sponge to like help blend this out a little bit more, maybe to make it look more seamless. For me though, Tarte Shape Tape definitely, I think at least they started like the full coverage concealer trend. Like I feel like after Tarte Shape Tape came a ton of other full coverage concealers, but they were the ones who I think started it, right? I'm pretty sure. In like 2016 when it came out. I'm just gonna kind of diffuse the edges of that a little bit with the foundation brush. I thought I was gonna have to use a sponge, but I think we're good. However, I will say if you have very oily skin or if you just like a full coverage matte concealer, you will definitely like Tarte Shape Tape. But for me, like I said, I like the coverage of it. It's just the finish is a little bit too matte for me, so that's why I prefer the ultra creamy version. But this is a nice concealer though, I will say. And I actually think the color, it's a little bit too light, but it worked out because the foundation was a little bit too dark, so I love that. Now let's move into cream blush. This one is also a little bit more of like a popular one that so many people loved, and I wanted to love it. I tried a couple different colors and I just cannot get into it for some reason, but this is the Makeup Revolution liquid blush. It's the blush bomb, and this one is in Dolly Rose. For me, I find these to be pretty patchy and they kind of just fade. They don't really last all day and they're not super vibrant like when you actually start to blend it. Some people said that these were dupes for the Rare Beauty liquid blushes. I personally don't really think so, and I noticed that when I add more it gets a little bit more patchy. However, if you don't really care about building it up too much and you like something very natural, you might like these because like I said, I see a lot of people raving about this liquid blush. It's not my personal favorite, but it's also not like the worst blush that I've ever tried. Just blending out my under eye creases, and I'm gonna set with some loose powder. I'm gonna use this one from Pixi. It is the H2O Skin Veil Translucent Powder. Also did a full face of Pixi a few months back in the summer, and this powder for me, it's okay, but there's just better alternatives that are gonna make your skin look better, that are gonna look better. So it's like one of those products that's like, it's not that bad, but it's also not that great. So like, it's not necessary. And if we're talking Pixi, they have a lot of really great products. And for me, this is just not a standout product to me. Like if you're gonna splurge on the brand, because it is a little bit more on the pricier side, even though it's like drugstore, I would say splurge on other products. This one, meh. So I'm using a brush with this powder for my under eyes, and then I'm gonna set the rest of my face. I don't know if you can see a little bit of the patchiness on the blush. I notice sometimes also when I apply powder over top of that liquid blush from Revolution, that happens as well. It'll start to look a little bit patchy underneath. I'm gonna finish everything off with the finishing powder from the Patrick Ta Duo, because like I said, I really do actually like this powder. It's so beautiful. I'm just gonna set with this large powder brush. This is just from Real Techniques. I wish that this powder was sold separately because it's so beautiful for touching up, or even just like I said, to finish everything off. It gives you such a smooth, diffused look. It's just the foundation really that I don't love, but the powder is beautiful. Bronzer. I have the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder in the color Chocolate Sundae. This is like the darkest bronzer that they have. So that's why I wanted to include it in here, because it's a nice formula. It's actually really smooth, but I think there's like 2 colors, and this, like I said, is for deeper skin tones apparently. So I really just wish Essence would expand their shades with their bronzers with a lot of their products, because this is a really great like smooth formula. It gives like a pretty wash of color, but this is so light. I feel like even if I was tanner, this would barely show up on my skin tone. And I think bronzers at the drugstore in general, they need a revamp, like for sure, because it's so hard to find. Like, I mean, there's good bronzers, but then there's usually only like 1 or 2 shades. So that is unfortunate, because a lot of the time the formula is really great. It's just the shades are not that great. So you can see it like gives nice color, and it's so smooth. It's like not muddy, easy to blend, but we need more shades, Essence. I love you, but we need more shades. Then for my eyes, I think I'm just gonna do a little bit of eyeliner and mascara. I don't know if I really wanna do a ton of eyeshadow. So I'm gonna just use a brown eyeliner. This one is from KVD. I actually really like this, but I just want like a good brown liner. And this one, by the way, is in the color Axonite Brown. It is one of my favorite shades. It's the prettiest brown. This is the brown. It's just the most beautiful undertone that I feel like this would make any eye color pop. We always got to throw in like a good product in one of these videos as well. But I'm going to add a little bit of mascara, and then we'll do lips. I really want to go in with some blush, but I don't really have like a powdered blush. I'm like looking in my collection that like I don't really love, or that like I wouldn't repurchase. It's kind of hard to mess up blush, I feel like. And then for the inner corners, I'm going to add a little bit of this color, and I may mix in a little bit of this one as well, and I'm going to spray my brush. It's so pretty though. I will say when you spray it, it helps. You need an inner corner highlight. Don't forget when you're doing your eyeshadow. It adds just the prettiest little pop. It's like the final finishing touch of the eyes, and I can never skip this step. I love it. Now for lips, this was a little bit of a challenge. I honestly was a little bit lost on exactly what products to get, but I'm gonna start off with the Urban Decay 24/7 lip liners, and I actually like these. I don't think these are bad lip liners, but the reason they're in here is because I have 2 other preferences for high-end lip liners: Rare Beauty and Charlotte Tilbury. Those I prefer over the Urban Decay 24/7 formula, but I actually really like this color in Conspiracy. It's so pretty. These do glide on. They're really creamy, but I actually find that, like I said, the other 2 brands that I just mentioned, they're a little bit more long lasting. But I do love the variety of Urban Decay liners, I will say. I don't know how this is gonna look with this makeup. And then I'm gonna add some Smashbox Always On liquid lipstick, and this one I have in the color Stepping Out. So I remember this formula being so much better. This one, I don't know if maybe I got a dud, maybe, but it is so dry. I noticed even like the displays that they have, I mean, maybe because they're out and stuff, but it's just not the same formula like how I remember it a couple years ago. This used to be like one of my all-time favorite liquid lipsticks. Super long lasting, very comfortable on the lips, but I just find this to be very drying now and just like not comfortable at all. Like I said, I don't know, maybe I got a dud, but these used to be like holy grail status for me, and it's so dry. It's just really not how it used to be. And I remember when I got this one, it was like a brand new liquid lipstick, and it just went on so dry. So maybe it was a dud, I don't know. But like I said, I remember this formula being incredible. I actually really like the lip combo. I'm gonna leave it matte. I was gonna add a gloss, but let's keep it matte because we got shimmer on the eyes, This makeup look though is like really cute, to be honest. I really like it. Okay, last but not least, I'm gonna set everything with my One Size Preserve the Serve Luminous Setting Spray. So this, I definitely must have got a defective bottle because whenever I spray it, it leaks. I don't really like the spray on this. Like I said, I don't know if maybe I got a bad bottle, but I also don't like the spray in general. I feel like it's not as luminous as I would like, and it has a very strong cologne perfume kind of scent, which can be a little bit much. But the main thing for me is that it's just really not that luminous. However, I love the One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. This is really good. This is like intense, next level. It's gonna like seal your makeup in place all day. So I would say if you're gonna splurge, just go with the waterproof version of the setting spray. It's so good. This one, I feel like you can get so many other luminous sprays at Sephora, at Ulta, or at the drugstore that are gonna give you just a much better dewy effect. For high-end sprays, I actually really like the one from Rare Beauty if you want like a dewy setting spray. But this one is just, I don't know, I don't really love it. And great. I feel like I'm gonna ruin my makeup with doing this. Yeah, it's like shooting out and it's not. Yeah, no. So I had to use a different setting spray because the mister on the One Size spray is just completely broken and I didn't want it to ruin my makeup because I actually have to wear my makeup throughout the day today. So I used the Micro Dot setting spray from Moira, which I love. The mister on this is incredible. Look at this. The way that it comes out, it's so like fine and it sets your makeup beautifully. So that is what I used, but that is everything for this full face of makeup I won't be repurchasing. Again, these products are not bad products. I just feel like for a lot of them, there are better alternatives, or maybe like they just didn't really work out for me for one reason or another, but it's not to say that these wouldn't work for you. Everybody is different. I also really love the way this makeup look turned out, and I think it's really pretty. That's why I do really enjoy doing these videos, because it's really nice to be able to separate like my likes versus my loves in my makeup collection, because there is a difference. So if you guys have any products maybe that you like but wouldn't repurchase, let me know down below, or if there's anything that's like really overhyped that you just cannot love, I would love to hear from you. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.